The prophet and the widow's oil. In the days of Elisha the prophet, a desperate widow approached him, her voice trembling with anguish. Her husband, a faithful servant of God, had died, leaving behind an unpaid debt. The creditor, cold and relentless, demanded payment, threatening to take her 2 sons as slaves to settle the account. Elisha, moved by her plight, asked her, "What do you have in your house?" She hesitated, then replied, "Your servant has nothing there at all, except a small jar of oil." Elisha nodded. "Go," he instructed, "borrow empty jars from all your neighbors. Don't ask for just a few. Then go inside, shut the door behind you and your sons, and pour oil into all the jars. Set each one aside when it is full." Though confused, the widow obeyed. She and her sons went from house to house, gathering jars of every size and shape. Once home, they shut the door as Elisha had commanded. Taking the small jar of oil in trembling hands, she began to pour. To her astonishment, the oil flowed endlessly, filling one jar, then another, and another. Her sons kept bringing jars, and each one was filled to the brim. "Bring me another jar," she called, her voice now filled with hope. "There are no more jars left," one son replied. At that moment, the oil stopped flowing. The widow rushed to Elisha, her face radiant. She recounted the miracle, and he said, "Go, sell the oil and pay your debts. You and your sons can live on what is left." In a single act of faith and obedience, God turned her lack into abundance. The widow not only saved her sons but also gained provision for their future. This story reminds us of God's power to multiply what we surrender to Him, no matter how little it seems. When we trust Him and act in faith, He meets our needs in ways we cannot imagine. "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." Psalm 23:1.